Steve Dole back at the station, making even me look good, all right? Which is the reason I'm on radio. Coach, one thing I noticed I wanted to ask is that this will be your 6th season playing football at Notre Dame College, and nothing struck me more in a more positive light than 6 years ago fall, when I was out covering the high school games, as we call it, at the high school area, at the ESPN, where I recorded the whole we do a game of the week, when I started seeing coaches be decked in the Notre Dame College sweats, very professional, with their little clipboards, taking notes, from Elyria to Strongton, from Amherst to Ashtabula, seeing these guys out and about. So from day one, you had to realize not just seeing the young man in person, but getting the relationships with the coaches and programs. That means so much, doesn't it?
It's everything. You know, our coaching staff is really bought into the culture of what it's going to take to win a championship. And I think it starts and ends with people. You know, you have to attract quality people to your program. Your staff has to be bought in, and our staff, I can't really thank them more than they have really sold out in terms of making sure they're doing everything they can do to make this program successful. So I'm so grateful to have those guys.
Coach, we also look at the sheer numbers, and nothing means more to a football team where sadly injuries are part of the game. You know, you also see injuries more, and I've got a theory on this too, we'll plug on months long, on both offensive and defensive lines, because these are the either 5 guys on the offensive line or 4 guys on the defensive line. You can say if you're shooting the linebacker or safety the way you play, that each and every play, they're getting hit. Receiver may get jammed, but they're not getting hit every play. Same thing with a running back, hopefully same thing with the quarterback. But when you are getting hit each and every play, propensity for injury, it is enhanced. And all of a sudden I'm looking at these players and I'm thinking, you know what? You've got depth. And depth helped you last year because you could have bottomed out with some of the key injuries you had from running back to offensive line last year, but you had young men step right in.
Yeah, I mean, we went through, I think, 5 running backs last year. So you can see we added a lot of running backs to this class, and Micah Massey, and we were able to attract a really good player, Devin Williams from Georgia. Michael was a 3-time All-State player down in Texas. Devin was a fantastic player near Atlanta, Georgia. So, we did a great job, I think, of saying, where do we need some depth and really build this thing? Like you mentioned, Tyree and Tyson and those guys on the defensive line. Coach Jacobs likes to play a lot of guys on the defensive line and get them experience. And it's important that we have depth everywhere. And I think we're able to really address some needs. And Jalen at corner. There's so many guys on this list that I think will step in and say, hey, I want to compete with you.
I look at this roster too, and I know when you talk to a D2 coach like the Notre Dame College program is, you can talk to a D3 coach on occasion, and they may say, wow, this kid, no doubt in my mind, is a D2 player. How we landed them, I don't know. But I'm looking down your list of some of these young men I'm familiar with. I'd say you're borderline, if not solid, D1 players, some of the players that you recruited for Notre Dame College on this list.
Yeah, there's no question. Early on, a lot of these guys on the list were recruited by Division I schools and went on visits, and we're close to getting that D1 offer. And in fact, a couple of guys did have D1 offers. A couple of guys went to D1 schools and came back.
Right.
So, it is that's the type of talent that you have to attract, I think, to win a championship. And then there's the guys too that'll be great surprises to us that will, be the overachievers, the guys that will come in and say, wow, I knew this guy was good, but look what he put in, look at the work he put in over the summer and continue to develop. Some of these guys are just 17 years old. So by the time they get to us in the fall, they're going to be, 1 year better and be in our summer program. So there'll always be surprises of guys that will add depth and play for us that maybe we didn't think would play right away. So that's part of the game, and I'm excited to see what unfolds this fall.
Coach, I'm glad you said that because as a head coach, as a mentor, a big brother, a father at times, and more than your children at home, all right? How exciting is it? How much fun is it when a young man, you recruit him, so that means you wanted him here, but you're thinking, okay, down the road, he's going to fill in. All of a sudden, he's the first one in the weight room. He's the first one on the practice field. He's the last one off the practice field. Either having a coach or a judge gun shoot him some more passes. And, and I tell young men this all the time. I tell my son, it's up to you to get onto the playing field. The coaches notice, and that's got to just make me feel good driving home at night thinking,
wow, this young man's making a mark, and yeah, I'm noticing him. That's what makes somebody even more special. But for you, it's going to be more special because this is somebody now added to the picture that may have been not part of plans here.
That's the fun part. We have our program's littered with that because we recruit great character. You know, an example of that is Mitchell Shigos. You know, was offered one scholarship, us, and otherwise recruited by D3 schools. And we didn't think he would make the impact that he made.
But we got a shout out his dad, who's listening right now. He made sure to know we had a program today.
But as a sophomore this year, Mitch was, you know, one of the best, if not the best receiver in Division II. So 105 catches, and his stats don't lie. He's a great returner. So, you know, but it's not a secret.
1 minute.
Because our full roster is littered with guys that believe in doing the extra things, and Mitch always does that. And there's plenty more guys on this list that'll follow right in those footsteps and continue to make an impact on our program.
Coach, the most important position in any sport. I don't care whether it's Kershaw and pitching in baseball, or it's LeBron in football. The most important position in any sport is the quarterback in football. Oh, you're losing a heck of a leader, a heck of a young man, and a heck of a quarterback in Ray Russ.
30 seconds.
Things going through your mind quickly on that?
So excited about the guys that are going to compete for that job. We got 2 guys right now that I think are really going to compete, and then some of the other guys that we'll bring in, Ryan Fowler, who's from St. Ed's,
right.
He holds 9 school records at St. Ed's, and then Malik from
15.
Dakota West down there in Cincinnati, and it's fantastic football player for the job too.
Remember, after this, we're shooting for our shows in the future. You're listening to NDC Football, the Recruiting Show, 2015. Mark Munch Bishop, Andy Wilbarge, Coach Adam Howard. That's you live from the Penalty Center. Before you know it, football season will be upon us, and we're back again. You're listening to ESPN.